decided it is my green themed workout. I'm wearing my green pants, but I've got all my green props out. So if you have a booty band, or hand weights, or a long theraband, we're gonna use those in this workout. But if you don't have them, you don't need them. You can do everything without them. And yours might be different colors, so you don't need to go the whole color theme. Just so happens. Anyway, let's get started. I'm gonna start my timer, 25 minutes, and we'll lay down on the mat. We want to bend the knees and plant our feet hip bone distance apart, arms long past the hips. Take a nice big inhale in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. Inhale out to the sides of the ribs into our upper back, and then as we exhale, feel that rib cage knit together a little bit tighter. Sink the navel to spine. Try to relax your shoulders, try to relax the neck. Nice deep inhale in through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Again, deep inhale, filling up the lungs completely with that breath, and then we want to exhale out all of the breath that we just took in. As we're doing our breathing, we're going to add a little bit of work to it, but I want you to get that full inhale and that full exhale exchange. On our inhale, we tuck the pelvis and lift the hips up to the ceiling. We exhale, take the arms up and over in line with our ears. As we inhale, we round down one vertebrae at a time. As our tailbone hits the mat, we exhale, draw the arms down. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, arms go up and over. Keep the arms reaching back as we slowly peel it down. As your tailbone lengthens, we exhale, draw the arms down. Continuing with this pattern, you want to make sure that you don't feel any shoulder tension. If it is too much, take your arms all the way back to the mat. I want you to stop the arms short of where you feel any tension. We can also do this work with just the bridging. We're focusing on that articulation of the spine, rounding up one vertebrae at a time, reaching the arms up and over, rounding down one vertebrae at a time, lowering the arms back down by our side. We're going to make our way to laying on our side for our butterfly stretch. Line the back up with the edge of the mat. Hands will go behind the neck and head. Legs go to tabletop in front of us. And we close up the elbows. Take a nice big inhale. On our exhale, we open that top elbow up and rotate to look long past it. Big inhale here. We exhale and close back up. Make sure that top knee does not slide back. Big inhale. Exhale, opening up. Rotate to look long past that open elbow. Big inhale. And exhale, close. One more deep inhale. Exhale, open up. Get that big stretch for your thoracic spine. Big inhale here. And exhale, close all the way back up. Let's go ahead and flip sides. We're going to lay down on the opposite side. Back is lined up with the edge of the mat. Legs are drawn to tabletop in front of us. Hands behind the neck and head. Elbows close up. Keep that knee there. Nice big inhale. Exhale, rotate. Look long past your open elbow. Big inhale here. Exhale, close. Again, big inhale. Exhale, opening up. Big rotation. Nice big inhale. And exhale, we can close. We'll take it for one more. Deep inhale. Exhale, open up. Make sure your top knee is not sliding back. Big inhale here. And exhale, close all the way back up. We're going to make our way to laying on our back once again. We're going to get ready for our hundreds. Arms are by the side. Lift the legs up to tabletop. We're going to take a nice big inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to lift the chest up. Now from here, stay in tabletop or lengthen legs for more of a challenge, and pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to keep that little fold at the base of the rib cage. You want to keep that nice navel to spine connection. As we're pumping the arms, you're making that movement come from the lats at the base, the shoulder blades, so the whole arm is moving from all the way back in the back and the shoulder. You want to make sure that you are tucking that chin towards chest to gaze at your belly button, but you are not letting that chin touch the chest. Legs can come back to tabletop and we'll relax down. And from here, if you have one of those loop bands, we're going to grab it and put it around the legs up above the knees. And if you don't have one, you don't need it. You can just do this work without that extra little resistance. So arms are going to be long past our hips. We're going to keep the feet hip bone distance apart, and we're tucking that pelvis and lifting up into a bridge and rounding right back down. So with the band on our legs, we're going to feel those glutes a little bit more. I want you to make sure your knees are right over your ankles. You tuck, you lift, squeeze those cheeks at the top, and round back down. So we're focusing a little bit more on finding our navel to spine connection, finding that flat back. rather than finding that nice roll through the back like we did with the arms reaching. We're going to lift up to the top here, and we stretch outwards on that band while keeping that nice high bridge. So you're pulsing out and drawing back in, pulsing out and drawing back in. Squeezing the glutes, staying nice and high in our bridge. And after we stretch, we round right back down halfway and lift up. So we're keeping our back nice and long now. Lowering halfway down and lifting all the way up. Lower and lift. Keep that back long, and it's more of a rapid movement. Make sure your knees are still in line with your hips. They're not buckling together. Stay at the top. Squeeze the glutes. Pulse the hips up an inch and down an inch. Up and down. Pulse it out. Pulse, 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 and round your way right back down. We want to make sure that knee is not in the band is not in the fold of the knees. And we're going to grab our hand weights. We want to bend the elbows, palms face forward, legs to tabletop. We're going to lift the chest. We're going to lengthen the arms and legs. We open and close the legs, bend the knees, then bend the elbows. Again, arms and legs go long. Open and close, bend the knees, then bend the elbows. Chest stays lifted. Inhale as you reach. Hold the breath as you open, close. Exhale as you bend. Deepen the exhale as you bend. Reach long, open, close, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Lengthening everything out, bend, opening and closing, bend and bend. Again, lengthen it out. We're going to open and close the legs, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Last one here, we're going to open and close the legs 10 times, stretching that band, keeping that chest lifted. Open and close, keep those arms nice and long past the hips. After our 10th one, we bend to tabletop, flip the palms up to the ceiling, and we're doing 10 bicep curls here. Keeping that chest lifted if you can. Lower the head if it's going to be too much. We're going to curl those arms up to a 90-degree bend and then lengthen past the hips. We are working the abs, we're working the arms, we're working the glutes. We're doing so many things with this exercise. Lengthen the arms out, flip the palms down, bend the elbows, relax the head, and we lower the feet. Lengthen the arms up to the ceiling. We're going to bend the elbows so the hands go towards your ears. Your elbows are staying over your shoulders. So we're bending and extending, getting into some arm work. Your feet are planted, but I want you to make sure you're still finding your navel to spine connection. You are not letting your back arch up off of the mat. It takes some work there. Slow your work down if you're speeding through this arm work. We want to really fire up those triceps, bending and extending those arms. Flip the palms to face forward. Now we bend the elbows wide out to the side and lengthen up over the chest. As we're doing this work, we want to get that little squeeze of the scapula together. We want to keep the rib cage knit, keep the tailbone heavy. Bend those elbows and lengthen the arms up. Bend and extend. I want you to really think about like a bench press here, like you're really slowing that momentum of that bar down and lengthening up over the chest. Bending and extending our arms, slowly working to get into the arm muscles, and we can lower the arms down and set our weights out of our way. Feet are planted. We're going to round our way up, getting into some ab work here. Rounding up all the way to sit tall. If your feet picked up, slide the feet forward a little bit, and then find your C curve and slowly round right back down to laying on the mat. Knees are bent, feet stay planted, chin towards chest, rounding up, sit tall. Rock back under your sacrum, find that C curve, and slowly round your way right back down. Again, chin towards chest, rounding up, sit up nice and tall, get that scoop through the belly, and slowly round your way right back down. Neck and head are the final thing to come back. Again, chin towards chest, rounding up. Find length in the spine here. Get that C curve. Relax the shoulders and slowly round your way right back down. Again, chin towards chest, rounding up. Sit up nice and tall. Find that scoop and slowly round your way all the way down. Make sure you are controlling your roll down. You're not letting gravity take over. Again, we round up all the way. And then from here, we're going to grab our weights once again, and we're going to kneel. We want to have our knees hip bone distance apart, and arms are lengthening in front of the shoulders, and we curl the arms up to a 90-degree bend and lengthen them out. We curl up to 90 degrees, and we resist as we lengthen back out. I want you to make sure that your elbows are in line with your shoulders. You're not letting your hands touch the shoulders, though. You want to keep those elbows lifted, stop at a 90-degree curl, and then resist as you lengthen. Again, curling up and lengthening out. Curling up and lengthening out. Curl it up and resist as you lengthen. Elbows stay lifted. Breathing through our work, tailbones lengthening straight down, and we relax the arms down. Palms flip downwards. We're going to bend that right elbow, lifting it as high as your shoulder, and we do 5 times with that right arm. And then we switch to the left 5 times with this. Then we're going to add to our right side when we switch back. And we are twisting from above the hips to follow our elbows. We bend and we untwist to face forward as your arm lengthens. We do 5 twists to the right following our elbow, and then we'll switch to the left. 5 twists to the left from above the hips, follow that elbow. Keeping those arms floating right in front of your shoulders. After your 5th one, we can relax the arms down, roll the shoulders out, palms flip forward, and then we bicep curl up to just 90 degrees once again, but this time our elbows are tucked by our side. We're not lifting and lowering the arms. We are just curling that forearm up to a 90-degree bend. You can stop the hands at elbow height. Make sure your elbow is not going back and forth. It stays glued in line with your side. We're going to pitch forward from the hips now. Flip the palms in towards you. Bend your arms to a 90-degree bend and lengthen the arms back. We're just running through our arm work today. No stops in between. You want to keep that navel to spine connection. Bend your arms to a 90-degree bend and then lengthen the arms back. Bend and extend. Breathing through our work. Get that squeeze through the back of our arm. Bend and extend. Bend and extend those arms long. Bend in 90 degrees and lengthen back. Flip the palms up. Pulse those arms back. Open up through the chest. Connect into the back and float the arms forward. Go ahead and set your weights out of the way. We're going to get into the glutes next. So we're going to lay on one of our sides. We're going to line our back up with the edge of the mat, propping the neck and head up with our arm and elbow. Draw your legs to tabletop in front of you. Float your top leg up to hip height. And we open that tabletop leg up to the ceiling. And we lower to hover. We lift, squeeze the glutes, and we lower to our hover. As we're doing this work, we don't want to roll backwards off of our stabilizing hip. If you are using that booty band, you are stretching that thing as much as you can. If you're not working with the band, you might lift a little bit higher, but you want to make sure you're not rolling backwards off of your stabilizing hip. We lift, squeeze the cheeks, lower to our hover. Draw donut-sized circles straight out from your hip bone with that knee. You want that femur bone to rotate in your hip socket, little donuts, and we reverse our direction. Breathing through our work, we want to squeeze the glutes, keep going along. Relax that shoulder. We're going to flex the foot and we kick that leg long at hip height and we bend it forward to tabletop. Drive through your heel, get that lift under your cheek and bend your leg forward. Again, lengthen it back and bend. You want to keep your leg at hip height the entire time. You want to flex your foot, lengthen your leg back and bend it forward. Again, kick it long and bend it in front of you. Squeeze those glutes as you kick it, and then we're gonna lift and lower that long leg with little 2-inch pulses, up 2 inches and down. You can see I am feeling this thing. Bend your leg, lower it down. Take a second, and then we keep the heels together for our clams. We lift that top knee up, and we lower down, hug the knees. Lift that knee and lower. Squeeze the cheeks here, making sure that as we're doing this work, we are not letting the heels separate. Your goal is to stretch that band as much as you can. It's going to start to feel heavier and heavier with each rep. Stay lifted. We're going to do little pulses up, 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 and then lower down. Rest, punch out that glute. Lengthen your legs to the front corner of the mat. We're going to point our foot, lift your leg up, flex, and lower it down. Point, lift as high as you can, flex and lower to touch the other foot. Point, lift, and flex to lower. We have 2 more here. Inhale it up, exhale it down. Point, lifting, flex and lower, and keep your foot flexed now. Flex to lift, point, lengthen and lower. Flex, lift it up, point, lower, all the way down. We want to reach long out of our hip socket. Find that length through that foot as you lower. Flex on the way up, point, lengthen and lower down all the way, and punch out that glute. Lay on your stomach, hands under the forehead. We're going to float the legs up off the mat, and we're going to click those heels together, opening and closing the legs. We want to keep those legs floating, working the glutes to hold that lift. And then go ahead and lift up and then flip sides. We do it all over again. So we're going to lay on our side, back is lined up with the edge of the mat, legs are drawn to tabletop, and knees are in front of you. We're going to float that top leg up to hip height, and then we're going to open the leg up to the ceiling and lower to hover. Lift, squeeze the glutes, and lower to your hover. Make sure you're not rolling backwards off of your stabilizing hip. I want you to make sure that as you're here, your ankle, shin, and knee all stay in that straight line. You want to squeeze the cheeks at the top, lower to your hover. Again, lift, breathe through it, lower to your hover. Lifting and lowering. Inhale it up, exhale to our hover, and we draw donut-sized circles with that knee, reaching long out of our hip socket, straight through that knee. Squeeze the glutes, breathing through it, and reverse your circles. Keep going, relaxing the shoulders, little guys here. Little circles, breathing through it, and lower it down. Punch out that glute. Float your top leg back up to hip height here. Flex your foot, kick that leg long, and bend it forward to tabletop. Drive through your heel, kick it out, and bend it forward to tabletop. We are getting those kicks. We're going to get that sweep back, that squeeze and lift under your glute. Lengthen the leg and bend it back. Flex that foot, drive through your heel, and draw it back in front of you. We're keeping that leg at hip height. Make sure that you get that leg kicking in line with your body, and then we lift and lower. 2-inch lift and lower with that long leg. Squeeze the glutes, lift and lower, breathe through it, lift and lower. Bend it back and rest it down. Heels together, open your knee for your clams and lower. Lift, squeeze the glutes and lower. Don't let the heels separate as we're doing this work. We want to open that knee up as high as we can. You don't want to roll back off of that stabilizing hip. We stretch as high as we can and then lower the knee down. Lifting up on our last one, little pulses up, 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 up. Ooh, and lower it down, punch it out. Legs to your front corner, point the foot, and you are going to point, inhale, lift the leg up, flex and lower it down. Point, inhale, lift, flex, lengthen and lower. Point to lift, reach long out of the hip, flex and lower it down. 2 more. Reach long out of the hip, 1 more. And you keep the foot flexed, flex, lift, point, lengthen, and lower. Flex, inhale, lift, point to lower. You're here for 3 more, and 2. Last 1, and lower down all the way. Punch out that glute. We are done with our side lying series. Thank goodness. You can take that green band off of your legs and get it out of your way. We are officially done. We're going to grab our long theraband if you have one. And we're going to just do a little bit of stretching to start. You can also use a sweatshirt if you don't have a band, but we're going to go around the arch of our right foot and lengthen the right leg up to the ceiling. The left leg's long on the mat, and gentle pull toes to the nose to get into our hamstrings. Then we draw the leg out to the right side, toes to the ear. And we'll draw the leg up and just go slightly across our midline. We're just running through our stretches pretty quickly. And we're going to switch legs. Now, if you would like to stretch a little bit more, I'm going to give you a link to more stretching. We're going to draw that leg out to the left. So we're on our left leg here. And then we go across the body to our right side. And then we can come back up. We go back to that right leg for a little bit more work. Now, the left leg's long on the mat, right leg up to the ceiling. Heel towards the midline. We're going to draw the leg across the body, back in line with the right hip, and lift. So we go over to the left, back in line with our right hip, and we lift. That band is supporting that leg, but we want to make sure our hips do not lift up off the mat, and the arms are not moving. The arms should not be getting pulled by that band. We do 5 in that first direction, and then we reverse it straight down, then go across the body and back up and around. Again, inhale straight down, go across the body to the left and back up over that right hip. 2 more in this direction. Last 1. Coming back up all the way. And then you're going to switch to your left leg. That left leg goes up to the ceiling. The right leg is long on the mat. Heel towards the midline. We go across the body, back in line with the left hip, and lift. Going across the body to the right, back in line with our left hip, and we lift straight up, reaching long out of our hip socket. Remember, we don't want that left hip to be lifting up off of the mat. 5 in this first direction. And let's reverse it straight down, go across the body and back up. Inhale it down, exhale up and around. Reach long out of your hip socket, sink that navel to spine to lift. Again, inhale down, exhale across the body and back up. 1 more here. And then we can go ahead and take that band off of our foot. Take it with you. We're going to bend the knees and plant the feet and round our way all the way back up to sitting. We're going to make our way to our hands and knees on the mat. We're going to be doing a plank. You can modify it from the knees or step the legs back. Shoulders are over the wrists. The upper back is nice and filled up. We can also be on our elbows instead if this is too much on your wrist, but our transition at the end with the long arms is why we're here. We're holding and breathing and breathing and holding. That upper back is nice and filled. And then we're going to slowly bend the elbows to lower all the way down onto the mat. So like a push-up. We are going to do our Cobra. Now, if you don't have a band, your hands under your shoulders. If you have a nice big long theraband and you don't have tight shoulders, you're going to lengthen the arms with the band in between your hands. Heels together, toes apart, forehead is flat on the mat. And we're going to use our lower back extensors to lift. We're going to draw that band and our arms behind us if you have that band for that lift. And if you don't, your hands are just under your shoulders and you're just using the lower back extensors. But the arms are going up and over and up and back, getting that stretch on that band as we reach back. So we get a nice big shoulder stretch as we are working our lower back extensors. Again, we lift, don't let those heels separate, and lower back down. From here, let go of that band and you'll lift up and take a child's pose. You want to sit on your heels and reach the arms nice and long. We are going to round our way up and make our way to laying on our back on the mat, getting ready for our series of 5. So you can make it active to roll down. Pull the right knee into the chest. Our outside hand goes on the ankle. The inside hand goes on the knee. Left leg will go long. We lift up through the chest. Nice big inhale with the right leg. We exhale, switch to the left. Inhale, right knee pulls in. Exhale, switch. Outside hand on the ankle, inside hand on the knee, and switch. Inhale, right knee pulls in. And exhale, switch. We're going to do this transition without lowering down. We go right into it. Pull 2 knees in. Hands are on the shins. Chest stays lifted. Arms reach back. Legs go long. Hug the knees in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, navel to spine. Keep that chest lifted the whole time. Arms reach back. Legs go forward. We sink that navel to hug the knees in. 5 of each thing. Hug the knees in. Right leg up. Grab high towards your ankle. Left leg long. Shoulders down. 2 long legs. And switch to the left. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, switch. Keeping that chest lifted if you are okay here. You can lower your head down for this series if your neck is feeling any tension. Right leg comes up and switch to the left. And we take both legs up to the ceiling, hands behind the head, and lower both legs forward and lift. Make sure your lower back is not arching. You want to lengthen and lower, sink the navel to spine to lift. You want to make sure your lower back is not arching up off of the mat. We have 5 total, so 1 more here. Lower and lift. Pull your right knee in. Drop the left leg forward. Round up and over to your right knee and switch to the left side. Inhale, up and over to the right. Exhale, up and over to the left. I want you to make sure you are not letting your hips pick up off of the mat. Your twist comes from above the hip. Over to the right. Switch to the left. Inhale, up and over to the right. Exhale, up and over to the left. And relaxing back down. You can lower your feet down to the mat. Feet are planted and chin towards chest. We are going to round our way all the way back up to sitting up high on that mat. Make it active ab work as you round up. And then from here, if you do not have a theraband, you can use your loop band or you can just use a towel or a sweatshirt. We want to lengthen the arms in front of us and we're just stretching out wide on that band. So if you need more tension, take the hands closer together. But if you're doing this work with something that doesn't really stretch, like a t-shirt or a towel, you are finding even more resistance with it. So we can still get into this work. Your shoulders are gliding back, the palms are down. We're opening the arms as much as we can, but you want to make some work. Have some tension on that band. You want to stretch it out and resist as we come back in. Last one, we can do little pulses out wide, 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 or you can continue with your full range of motion and draw back. We're taking the band behind us. Our palms are flipped inwards towards us, and the arms are back, and we open up and draw back in. And this is a really good opening for the chest here because we really have to open up that chest and open up the shoulders to do this work behind us. Really think of opening up like you are showing off a necklace. You've got this nice necklace on your collarbone, and you want to really show it off. Lengthening through the crown of the head, the tailbone is lengthening down towards the mat. Open the arms up and little pulses here. Once again, little pulses, pulse, 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 and the arms can draw in. We're going to set our theraband out of our way. And we're going to stand up on our mat. And we're going to do 1 set of push-ups. Heels together, toes apart, chin towards chest. We're going to round our way down and walk the hands out till you find a plank. You can drop to the knees for a modified push-up, but we bend the elbows close to the rib cage and lengthen the arms. I am doing a set of 10 push-ups, but if that is too many, you do what you can here. We want to make sure our shoulders stay over our wrists and your back stays long, so you're not letting your hips touch down towards the mat before the chest gets there. We want to get that body lowering and lifting at the same rate, and you can shorten your range of motion if your back is arching. After your 10th one, you pike the hips up, walk the hands back, head is heavy. You can round up a few vertebrae so you're not touching the mat, and round out the arms in one direction, little pendulum circles here. We can reverse the direction of our circles, head stays nice and heavy. And we'll draw the arms to a stop, shake the head no, and we nod the head yes, let the neck come to a stop, and we slowly restack. Rounding up, neck and head are the final thing to come up, standing up nice and tall. Relax those shoulders, round them back, and that's it.
Whew. That was good. We are done with our 25-minute workout. I feel worked. I hope you guys do too. If you were looking to add any of the props that we use into your workout, check out the links I have below. That's going to send you to our recommended props. And please, if you haven't already subscribe to this channel so that you can get the immediate notification every time we post something new, because who doesn't love a free workout? Great job to you guys, and I will catch you next time. Oh, one more thing. We're still closed. It's January. We closed in March, so that means it's 10 months of being closed. If you want to help a small business out, please Venmo at Pilates Punx. Any amount helps. Thanks again, guys.